Greetings, it's an honor to be with you today. And today, the topic is, catch this now, charity is God. Let me say it again. Charity is God. You're going to see why I say that in a minute. I'm reading from 1 Corinthians 13 and 13, the last chapter. It says, "And now abideth faith, hope, and charity. These three, but the greatest of these is charity." We thank God for his agape love. We thank him for hope. We thank him for faith. For it's by grace that we are saved through faith. It's God's gift. And that faith enables us to have a hope and a future, because we know that God has promised us an expected end. But it cannot happen without love, without charity. So when it says that it's the greatest, it begins and it ends with the love of God. So we've got to understand that this all that we rave about, this Jesus that we talk about, he is the foundation. His love is the foundation of our existence. I want to read 1 Corinthians 13, 4-8, and I want you to see this passage. But I'm going to show it to you from a from a point of revelation. I almost got a little tongue twister there. It says, "Charity suffereth long, and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things." Verse 8 says, "Charity never faileth, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away." Now I'm going to back it up, and I'm going to give it to you from the perspective of this revelation that I've received. Oftentimes when we look at this passage, I believe that we look at it in apprehension, because the order is tall. It's not easy of our own power and might to pull this off. But what if you saw this as the very ministry of our God to us, and in turn we expecting a reciprocation or a return on his investment? In other words, instead of saying charity suffereth long and is kind, charity envieth not, and seeing that and having this apprehension like, "Lord, this is hard," what if you saw charity as God? Because after all, God is love, right? We often say that boldly and proudly, but do we really believe that? Let's substitute here. I want you to consider that. It says, "Charity suffered long." Let's put there, God suffered long and is kind. Relatable, right? God envieth not. God vaunted not himself or itself, is not puffed up, does not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked. All of this is God, right? Thinketh no evil. Sounds like God, right? Rejoiceth not in iniquity. That sounds just like our God. But rejoiceth in the truth. Ain't that God for you? Beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. And verse 8 is the kicker. God never fails. And we always testify, my God never fails. He can do everything but what? Fail. God never fails. But whether there be prophecy. Now here is where we enter the fray. Because everything that is listed beneath or after verse 8a is us. This is where failure comes into the picture. This is where shortcomings come into the picture, because God never fails. He doesn't have a failing bone in his system. But this is all us. Whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. So when we understand it from this perspective, that the God that we serve is indeed perfect, just like his love. He never falls short. He never comes short. He's God all by himself. So when we see it from that perspective, that this chapter of love is talking about the God of love, then now we can ascend. Now we can meet the challenge, because now we see the standard bearer. The standard bearer is not you and I. Jesus Christ our Lord is the standard bearer. He has represented his love on earth, and now he wants us to follow suit and see it as a reciprocation. Don't see it as a hard thing, because on your own you can't do it and you will never achieve it. But if you trust the God that is in you by the power of his Spirit, you will understand that charity is indeed God.